We're back, we're live, and you're watching Think Tech Friday. I'm your host, Attila Suresh, and on Next Big Thing, we look for small companies and organizations doing important things in your neighborhood, and we try to give them a little bit of a box, a little bit of a platform to talk about what they're doing and share ideas. So with us today is the Cut Collective. Thank you guys for joining me.
Hi.
We have quite a crew here. We have Summer Shigi from the Cut Collective, Maida, let's see, Montemayor, yes. I had that right, yes, and Allison Song.
Yes.
And so thank you for joining us in the studio, and you're based out of the Manoa Innovation Center, which is, of course, a hub of activity of all kinds of new businesses, and I believe you're actually new to the center, so welcome. Welcome. Now, of course, there's a screening process where they ask you all kinds of questions about what you're doing and how you're going to change the world. So why don't you give me the story that you told them? Why did you create the Cut Collective, and what is it all about, and why does it take so many of you to talk about it? So why don't we start with you, Summer? Tell me, what is the Cut Collective?
The Cut Collective is an incubator workspace hybrid, and we also offer manufacturing for textiles, mostly apparel for now.
Hybrid, so hybrid. Gas and electric. So tell me, what's the gas and what's the electric?
I guess our workspace it houses us, our personal offices, and we also have a great shared workspace where all of us designers can come together and collaborate, and we're each designing our own line, and we have other designers who work out of this space. So it's just a great place for creativeness to happen.
Oh, okay, so it's meant to kind of boost the Hawaii design community?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you guys do individually to help fulfill that mission?
I started my business as a stylist and a personal shopper, and that's how I was introduced to Allison and Maida, and now I'm starting my own clothing line.
And how about you, Allison? What do you do at the Cut Collective?
I'm actually a designer. So I've been doing it for about 5 years, and so I have a pretty good hold on the manufacturing here. I've manufactured all over from China, LA, New York, and then I finally brought my manufacturing here to Hawaii. So
why did you come to Hawaii after going to New York?
I live here. I'm from here. I always wanted to have my business here. You know, it was a great place to raise your family, and your family and friends are here. I mean, it is difficult. It has its challenges. The fashion industry isn't as large as it should be, but that's what we're here to do, is kind of bring more awareness to the industry and push manufacturing boundaries so that we can do more things than just the aloha shirt, the board shirt, the t-shirt. You know, we're trying to push that fashion boundary.
I like aloha shirts, though.
It's good.
I think they sell everywhere.
Oh, yeah, of course. But we wanted to show that Hawaii can design more than just that aloha kind of wear, you know.
So tell me about your past projects in New York and elsewhere.
I went to school in New York, and then I actually started my brand, Allison Izu. It's clothing for shorter women. And because it was denim-based, I tried to manufacture first in China, which was horrendous. I had terrible problems there. And then I tried New York and LA back and forth. And then I did manufacture in LA for a few years, but it was just difficult to travel back and forth. And, you know, I was based here in Hawaii, so.
And so how did you meet Ida?
Maida? I met Maida. Maida has a store. So
a store?
Yes.
Wow.
So she started to sell some of my products. Summer is a stylist, she helped me. And we just all together collaborate on different aspects. And then we all found that we had this need for manufacturing.
You had the need for what, new talent or new products in your store, Maida?
Well, I guess because all of us wanted to create our own clothing line, we had the need for manufacturing in Hawaii. So that's why we created the Cut Collective.
And so where's your store? Tell me about your store.
So I opened Collins and 8th in the fall of 2010.
Collins and 8th. Where's that come from?
It's actually a cross street in Miami. I actually worked in Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week in Miami in 2009 or 2010, and I was just so moved and fell in love with fashion all over again, working and dressing the models and setting up the fashion shows, that I just knew that I had to pursue fashion more seriously. I'm a nurse by trade, and
there's a need for that too, you
there
know.
is.
She's still doing that.
I'm still doing that too. So I'm a nurse, I have a store, and now we're doing Cut Collective, and I'm starting my own line. So, but together, we work together, and just based off of like the different lines I sold from my store, and just based off what customers wanted, I knew that we had to produce more of a variety of Hawaii-made products, especially in fashion.
So what's in your store today, if I were to walk in?
Right now I have a lot of swimwear. I have a lot of resort pieces and a lot of holiday items. I used to have more men's items. I'm still trying to build the men clientele. So, but I try to always carry a good amount of made in Hawaii products. And that's how I met Allison and Summer.
And so the clothing that you're wearing now, did you guys design your own clothes?
Yes.
So this is an example
Partly.
of a Hawaii, was
Yes,
that a
my
jacket?
blazer, yes.
Blazer?
Yeah.
And so that's a Hawaii blazer, but it doesn't look overly Hawaiian.
Yes,
Right.
it has like a mix because I like to travel a lot too. So I'm just trying to build my line where someone from Hawaii can use it here, but wear it outside of Hawaii too.
That's a tough mix. So
It is.
what are people asking for in your stores? I'm just kind of curious, what's the word on the street,
It just depends on the season. Swimwear is always a big item that people want, especially swimwear that's made in Hawaii. Resort wear is always a big thing, but it just depends on the season. So in the holiday, people look for more dressy items or holiday wear, and when it's closer to summer, they look for denim shorts, more relaxed items. It kind of just depends.
Now, Allison, you said that you design things and there's a need for certain types of clothing here in
Yes.
Hawaii. So where's the gap?
Well, the gap is in manufacturing. A lot of brands are based here in Hawaii, but they're not able to cut and sew here in Hawaii just because the factories aren't trained to do certain fabrics, or they're not going to take small minimums, which a lot of the brands based out of Hawaii are small brands. So, they're pushed to have to sew hundreds and they can't hit that minimum. So then they try to outsource it to Bali, or, so we kind of are losing that made in Hawaii product, which makes it so unique.
Well, I know a lot of stuff that says made in Hawaii is actually made elsewhere, but then it gets like a little Hawaii stamp on it.
Right.
So is that kind of the direction that the fashion industry is going? Do you guys design something here, send it to Asia to be made at a lower price, and then come back and put a Hawaii tag on it?
No, we are strictly trying to create everything here in Hawaii from start to finish. I mean, we of course have to source fabric and trim from elsewhere, but we're trying to do all of the cut and sew and designing in Hawaii.
Now, is there any assistance? I mean, is there any assistance involved in that? Are there any, state grants or anything to help the manufacturing community?
I mean, we are talking to some people right now, and HTDC, which is in Manoa Innovation Center, actually is they're putting us through the manufacturing accelerator, because manufacturing is such a huge need now here in Hawaii. So, and we've been talking to DBED, and we're meeting with the Chamber of Commerce. So manufacturing is really the new business or the new focus. So we're really lucky and fortunate to have support.
And so you create this wonderful environment where people can come and create these fashion things. Now what happens after that? Say you get a fashion designer in there. Do you guys keep a percentage of their future earnings, or how does it work?
No, we're not an accelerator. We're helping them to figure out their cut and sew. So, there's so many pieces that go into cut and sewing, and if they want us to cut and bundle and sew and finish and everything, we can do it from start to finish, or if they just want to drop off things to get sewn up, samples, that sort of thing. So we're just trying to fill every, need.
Now, manufacturing seems like it's if it's such a hot topic, are you the only ones who are creating an environment such as this?
We're definitely the first kind of incubator hybrid
Yes.
in Hawaii, so we're really proud of that, and I think we're going to help a lot of people. There are manufacturing factories out here, there are shared workspaces out here.
Really?
I think us putting the two together really make us innovative.
And where are these other places where you can create clothing like this?
Well, there's a shared workspace, High Five. They put on Hawaii Fashion Month, so they work out of Ward Warehouse, and they have a shared workspace with a cutting table and sewing classes. So that's a great tool for people who are interested in possibly learning about design and creating their own line.
And so how are you guys different from Hi-Fi?
We're offering more manufacturing services, so once you're ready to take your business to the next level, to start producing higher quantities, better quality, to start selling to consumers or wholesaling to stores, we can help you along the way, whether you're a new designer who has designs and has nowhere to start, we can help mentor you to get a product and a sample out. Or if you're an established designer who can do cutting and bundling and just needs it to be put through production, we can help with that too.
And then it can be in Midas store, right?
And then it could be in Midas store.
And within our space, we have a showroom, and we have collections to sales reps, and so.
I will be creating an online store for our website.
Or an online store, so people can buy the actual products. And so now that you've started this out, how are you guys gonna make some money? I'm not sure if you saw the Skype interview before, but you know, he was holding up his little hat and it said money on his hat, and I think my producer Jay and myself are gonna then look online. We're gonna look on Amazon and see if we can, unless you guys can make us money hats.
Maybe.
It's definitely doable. So how do you guys plan on being sustainable?
Well, we find that there's a lot, just being a stylist, and I'm sure Maida can agree, owning a store, we've met so many designers out here. I don't think the public knows that there's such amazing talent who have the ability to have great lines and show that Hawaii can be a fashion hub. So with that being said, I think the need for our manufacturing, especially in smaller quantities for smaller businesses and startups, I think we'd be able to push a lot of designers through our business and help everybody, help us, help them, help the industry. So.
And I think because we are trying to brand the Made in Hawaii label, so we've gotten a lot of interest from outside of Hawaii, most specifically Japan. So we're actually working on some jobs from Japan who want to be made in Hawaii. So I think that's kind of our niche also.
You can get that global market.
Yeah.
Pick that up.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are going to have to wait for one moment. We have to run to a quick break. I'm your host, Attila Suresh. We're doing the Think Tech Friday series, Next Big Thing. Here with the Cut Collective, we have Summer Shigi, Maida Montemayor, and Allison Song joining us here in the studio. We'll be right back after this break.
Aloha, I'm Jay Fidel for ThinkTech. For nearly half a century, the Hawaiian Foreign Trade Zone, number 9, has brought the benefits of the Foreign Trade Zone program to Hawaii businesses and entrepreneurs. DBED, the Hawaii Department of Business, Economic Development and Tourism, operates Hawaii's Foreign Trade Zone program. It does so to encourage international business and economic development. The Foreign Trade Zone mission is to increase the amount of international trading activity in Hawaii, thereby providing employment opportunities for the residents of our island state. For more information, see ftz9.org. I'm Jay Fidel of ThinkTech. Mahalo.
We're back, we're live, and you're watching Think Tech Friday. I'm your host, Attila Suresh. With us today, we have the ladies from the Cut Collective. They're putting together a hybrid fashion incubator program where you as an individual with a desire to make something new and innovative from a fashion point of view can come and learn and get it into a store. Pretty cool stuff. I like that. And of course, you guys probably have lots of stories to tell. So, and I hear laughing. So, why don't we start with Allison here? Why don't you tell me, Allison, what are some of the stories that you've come across in your years traveling and in fashion? Is it like the movies?
It's a little dirtier.
Dirtier
it's
than
not as
movies.
glamorous. I mean, because manufacturing is tough, you know. When I first started, I thought I had it in with manufacturing in China. I went through a year of just planning my line, and when it came to me, I had 2,000 pairs of jeans, and they were all wrong, and I couldn't sell it, and I was stuck with 2,000 pairs of
Really?
jeans. And that was my first manufacturing lesson. Very expensive manufacturing lesson.
So why do they make the incorrect jeans? Are they just sloppy, or is it they just don't care?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the process, and at the end, you know, I was a small fish in a big pond, so they probably didn't really think about all the quality points that I had agreed upon in the sample making process. So
Is that why you have to go there in person and kind of oversee
it is, and I did. I traveled back and forth, but it's expensive. But I mean, just because it was China, it didn't mean I tried to take my manufacturing to LA, and the same thing happened to me there. I've been through about 4 manufacturers just in LA.
Well, how are these guys surviving if they're creating inadequate product?
I mean, I guess there is an industry for a cheaper made product, you know, but I was looking for a more high-end product. I mean, one of the manufacturers actually said he was making it in California, and he actually sent my things to China, and I could just tell, you know, just the quality and the fabrication. It was China made, so.
How about Mexico or some of these other places?
I mean, I felt like after I experienced it in LA and then in New York, I felt like wherever I went, just because of the barrier of distance, I would have the same problem. So I made it a mission to bring my manufacturing here in Hawaii. Even though nobody made denim here in Hawaii, I wanted to do it here.
Well, what's to stop that same problem from happening here?
I mean, I can visit my factory at any time. I can pop in, and I'm really hands-on now that I have my manufacturing here in Hawaii. You know, I can do the embroidery, I can pick it up from the embroiderer, I can drop it off to my factory, I can cut things, I can change a lining fabric, I can change a zipper on the next day if I wanted to.
And so there's no opportunity to send any of that to China or elsewhere?
I mean, eventually, maybe if your business gets to a certain point, but it really is about having somebody that works for your company there at the factory. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's the successful models. You have someone actually working in.
Right.
And I think actually our last guest, that Juicy, that's exactly what they had. They had someone actually in Singapore.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they were overseeing the factory to make
Right.
sure that their quality of product was good. Because obviously they're not making it themselves.
Right.
So that's the reason I'm so interested in the manufacturing portion and why it's so challenging. So you got to go there and live there. Okay.
You do.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Do you speak Chinese?
No, I don't.
No? Mandarin?
No.
Cantonese?
No,
Nothing?
no. I eat Chinese food.
So how hard was that?
Sorry.
That's fine. I lost my train of thought now. So. What we're talking about again? Oh yeah, Chinese. Yes, you like Chinese food. And so dealing with China and not speaking Mandarin, how did that work?
I actually had a middleman who helped me find a manufacturer in China, based here in Hawaii, but they didn't live there either, so it's still a problem.
Sounds like you need to
Live there.
live there. And,
Yeah.
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 Hey, at least you like the Chinese food. So
Yeah,
there you
it's
go.
true.
And so Maida, you must have now some really great stories to share too, especially trying to open a retail store in Hawaii.
Yes.
Wow, was that a fortune?
I could have built a house in my store. That was my first story with trying to find a contractor, but being an entrepreneur, you just have to find a way to make it work. So you can't always. You just have to know that what you're doing, and you just have to know that what you're doing is gonna end up okay if you're passionate about it. So that was my first story. Contractors. Luckily, my loan didn't go through for that because I really would have had a house in my store.
Wow.
Yeah. But other stories, I have a lot of stories, but maybe I shouldn't share.
Well, let's substitute some names. Let's have a good one. What's the best one you have? You must have some trouble customers.
No, customers are really great. Customers
Do they all like
are
Chinese
really
food?
great. Well, I am Chinese and I speak Beijing, so I love Chinese food. But I feel like customers are really great. That's the whole purpose of why I do this, is because as a nurse also, I love helping people. I love helping people find things that they want. And now with manufacturing, our goal is to help people create what they want and just help us bring Hawaii to the world. That's kind of really what we want. But I think most recently, like one of my most favorite stories was sometimes, like, you know, you want to give up as an entrepreneur. You know, there are days when you don't see what's going to be most positive for your business coming your way. So some days you can make a decision to not keep going, and then you'll have this bright moment, like when a customer comes in that you haven't seen for a long time, and they'll tell you, please don't ever close because I love your store. You're the reason why I come to this area that no other store exists in. And they say that Alamana has no other options for them, but they always find something in your store. So I think just hearing those little reminders makes it all worthwhile. Just knowing that you're on the right track, even though the daily grind can be so daunting sometimes.
I hope someone from Price Busters is watching this, so they can maybe take a lesson from that. But I think it's too late. But, it's too bad because I hear the same thing. Everyone says, "Oh, I love Price Busters. We go there, and it's great." You know, my kids just go there and tear the place apart. It's fantastic for them. But and so you're going to keep going, right?
Well, because I'm still a nurse, not part-time, but as a call-in. I have Cut Collective now, and I'm trying to build my label, and I have call-ins. Not only the retail store, but we have an online site. So I feel like sometime in the future, something might have to give, because I feel like my energy is being taken to too many places right now. But we'll see.
Well, you know, retail is tough, and brick and mortar, fashion.
Yeah, and Hawaii rent. Yeah.
Oh.
Killer.
What is Hawaii rent? What are you paying about
It's
for retail?
It's more than I would wish to mention.
Really?
Yes.
No, I've heard anywhere from $3 to $7 after you factor in CAM. And I know if you go to Florida, as you know, 50 cents.
Oh God, I need to move there.
Yeah.
That's what my store is based off of. Florida.
Florida, yeah, like a lot of parts like Orlando, Miami. I mean, 50 cents to $1.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for prime retail. It's shocking.
Jesus Christ.
Believe me.
Yeah. And then yeah, so I mean that's the reality of doing retail in Hawaii.
Right.
And so your margins have to be appropriate.
Yeah,
So.
but it's so beautiful here, and it's home.
Right.
So we just
We're
want to
all
make it
born and
work.
raised here.
Yes.
Well, you know, or just adjust the business model, and I think that's what you guys are trying to do with
Yeah.
Cut Collective. And so, of course, Summer, you must have some wonderful stories to share.
I have great stories. I have been very lucky in my career so far. I started in the retail industry over 12 years ago. I focused on small business, the boutique world, doing merchandising, buying, managing. So that was really great, and I built a lot of connections in the fashion industry just through the retail side of it. So when I decided to launch Summer Style as a stylist, things kind of fell into place really easily, and I had a really nice time doing fashion shows, lookbook photo shoots. I do a lot of freelance writing for Pacific Basin, like Honolulu Magazine or Honolulu Shops. I've even got to go to New York Fashion Week, so that was really great. And I think being in New York and seeing fashion there and seeing the passion, and it just really pushed me to create my own line. And I met with Allison, and she's been a great mentor so far, and having Maida come into our group and starting the Cut Collective has been just so inspirational for me. My line as well, I don't think I could have got as far as I am now. I'm launching a collection next spring 2014, so in the next couple months I'll have a full line out, and I wouldn't have that without these two in the Cut Collective.
So that's your big announcement on ThinkTech next summer. Next summer.
No, this spring.
Oh, this spring.
This spring. So in 2
2014.
months, yeah.
2 months, you're gonna have a whole line of what is it? What kind of clothes?
Women's ready to wear. So I'm going to have a lot of fashion pieces, but I also think obviously everyone has to work, and I don't think as a stylist that you should sacrifice style just because you have a career. So I'm going to have some career ready pieces too for fashionable career women.
Fashionable career woman.
Yeah.
And of course, it's gonna be in Maida's store, right?
Some of my pieces are there, yep.
And
And online
and online.
at cutcollectivehawaii.com.
Yes.
And Allison, do you have any announcements to make about your line?
I don't know. My line's always evolving, so
She expanded to Japan.
yes, we're trying to get it into Japan now. I'm at Nordstrom's Hawaii, so we're in the petite section there.
Oh, cool.
So yeah,
So it's really coming along. You
It's
guys
coming
are being
along.
wonderful mentors.
it is.
Well, I expect some updates,
Yes.
and of course, updates on your website. What is the website where people can go and get more information about the Cut Collective?
CutCollectiveHawaii.com. Sorry.
CutCollectiveHawaii.com. No, and what?
Oh, HI.
Oh, Cut Collective High.
Cut Collective High, HI.com. All right, Cut Collective. You should probably get both domains and just.
I think we do. Actually, we do.
Merge
Maybe we get together.
And of course, people who are interested in getting in touch with you can get in touch with you there. And I'm guessing you're going to be recruiting in high schools, community colleges. What kind of events are you guys going to be doing?
We actually do some events out of our space on a monthly basis at the Manoa Innovation Center. So
even on MIC's website.
we're there.
Oh,
You can
perfect.
stop by, pop in, visit
Sign
us.
up for our email list where we will do event announcements.
Well, Allison, Maida, and Summer, thank you guys so much for coming on to ThinkTech.
Thank you.
Thanks
Keep-
for having us.
Keep us up to date. And of course, visit the cutcollectivehi.com for more information about the Cut Collective, and maybe you can get some feedback about your idea for a new fashion item. And of course, I really want to see some some new stuff coming out of there. So thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Well, of course, if you liked our show, go ahead and like us on Facebook. I'm your host, Attila Ceres for Think Tech Friday. Join us next week. We're going to be doing some more cool stuff on Next Big Thing. Take care. We'll see you soon. Have a great weekend.